A tentacled creature of unknown origin destroys over 70% of the moon, and he announces that he will destroy the world in 1 year. Nonetheless, Ministry of Defense government worker Tadayami Karasuma allows the creature to be the teacher of Class 3E. The students are given weapons specially designed to hurt the creature, and are offered a reward of 10 billion yen to whoever can assassinate him before graduation. However, none of the students are able to assassinate him due to his Mach 20 speed. Class bully Ryoma Terasaka convinces Nagasa Shiota to wear a grenade filled with pellets. When the creature gets sleepy after assigning the students to write a poem, Terasaka detonates the grenade once Nagasa comes within close range of the creature, but the creature sheds his skin to protect himself and Nagasa from the blast. The creature threatens the other students to refrain from coming up with plans that will harm others. Kid Kayano names the creature Koro-sensei, seeing him as an unkillable teacher. While Koro-sensei is reading a newspaper, Nagasa encourages Tomohito Sugino to attempt to assassinate Koro-sensei by pitching a baseball embedded with pellets. However, Koro-sensei easily dodges the baseball and catches it with a baseball glove. Later after lunchtime, Sugino is downhearted when Koro-sensei crushes his dream of being a pro baseball star, but this is due to his wrists and elbows not being as flexible as they should be. Koro-sensei encourages Sugino to focus on his own strengths for future attempts of assassination. The students of Class 3E fail to kill Koro-sensei, even when he deliberately ties himself to a tree branch. Karasuma joins Class 3E as the physical education teacher, observing how the class is ridiculed by the other students of the school. Another student due to transfer into the class is informed of his mission. Karma Akabane transfers into Class 3E following a suspension, managing to inflict some damage to Koro-sensei by giving a handshake with knife shards cleverly taped to his hand. While the students later take a quiz, Karma steals Koro-sensei's special gelato to get his attention, shooting him with an unloaded gun to catch him off guard. After hearing word from Nagasa that Koro-sensei worships the octopus, Karma leaves a dead octopus on Koro-sensei's desk. However, Koro-sensei cooks it into takoyaki to ridicule Karma. Throughout the day, Koro-sensei manages to anticipate every prank Karma tries to pull. As a last resort, Karma jumps off a cliff with a gun in hand, which would determine if Koro-sensei would risk his life for a student or would destroy his pride as a teacher. However, Koro-sensei manages to save Karma use his tentacles as a giant spiderweb, leading Karma to accept Koro-sensei as a teacher. The students of Class 3E are introduced to their new foreign language teacher, Irina Jelavic, who is actually a professional Serbian assassin with no interest in teaching the students. After being seduced by her, Nagasa shares all of his notes about Koro-sensei's weak points to Irina. When Koro-sensei returns, Irina ropes him into the storage shed so that her team of assassins can kill him. However, this fails as a result of using the wrong ammo on purpose and ignoring his keen sense of smell. Later, after the students of Class 3E rebel against Irina when she refuses to teach them properly, Karasuma shows her how dedicated Koro-sensei is to teaching each of his students and how important education is for assassination. Realizing the error of her ways, Irina begins to earnestly teach her students, helping them learn the art of communication. Manami Okuda attempts to poison Koro-sensei, but to no effect. She has poor communication skills, but she has a passion for chemistry. Because of this, Koro-sensei offers to help Manami make an effective poison. However, it turns out to be a tonic that transforms him into a speedier liquid form, teaching Manami to improve her communication skills so she can successfully deceive him someday. Later, the students of Class 3E are forced to travel from their old campus and head to the main campus to endure a school assembly. The students from other classes become envious due to the students of Class 3E having Karasuma and Irina as cool teachers. Koro-sensei shows his support by disguising himself as a scholar, providing extra copies of handouts previously not given to Class 3E. Afterwards, Nagasa manages to use his experiences in Class 3E to handle himself against Nobuta Tanaka and Chasuke Takada, two bullies from the main campus. School principal Gakuho Asano pays a visit to Class 3E to greet Koro-sensei. Having noticed how Nagasa stood up to Nobuta and Chasuke, Gakuho tells Koro-sensei to adhere to his educational system, which requires Class 3E to be at its poorest to encourage the other students. Noticing the students of Class 3E only caring about the bounty reward rather than getting high grades, Koro-sensei issues the ultimatum of leaving and destroying the school. Should any of the students fail to score well enough in the midterm exams to rank among the top 50 students. During the midterm exams, the students of Class 3E use what they learned from Koro-sensei's teaching methods to tackle each question they come across. However, they are stopped in their tracks by questions that Gakuho had added at the last minute without informing Class 3E of the changes, resulting in none of the students other than Karma ranking among the top 50 students. Downhearted from underestimating Gakuo, Koro-sensei receives some encouragement from his class and becomes determined to turn things around for the final exams. The students of Class 3E prepare for a field trip to Kyoto, which is also being used as a venue to assassinate Koro-sensei. The students are arranged into groups, in which Nagase, Kaede, Karma, Sugino, Manami and class idol Yukiko Kanzaki agree to be in a group. On the train ride to Kyoto, high school male delinquents steal Yukiko's itinerary, noting the group activities. On the next day, the group visits all the assassination landmarks, but they are ambushed by the male delinquents, who kidnap Kid and Yukiko. Whilst in captivity, Yukiko laments to Kaede about her rebellious acts due to being raised in a strict family. Nagase, Karma, Sugino and Manami manage to use an extensive guidebook written by Koro-sensei, which provides a thorough procedure for hostage situations, to deduce where Kaede and Yukiko are being held. Koro-sensei arrives to deal with the delinquents, while Nagase and the others knock out the delinquents with their guidebooks. Following the incident, Yukiko is encouraged by Koro-sensei's words of wisdom, in which those with the will to drive forward will come out strong regardless of situation or status. While the other groups are accompanying Koro-sensei on a tour of Kyoto, a sniper known as Red Eye is tasked with assassinating him at various spots. However, each of his attempts to shoot him are thwarted by improbable means, and his mission is called off when Nagase's group gets into trouble with the high school male delinquent. Later that evening, Red Eye is approached by Koro-sensei himself, who treats Red Eye to a meal, thanking him for making the field trip a valuable learning experience for his students due to his assassination efforts. Red Eye, understanding Koro-sensei's morals as a teacher, decides to quit his job in order to explore the world. Back at their hotel, private time among the boys and girls eventually turns into a hunt for Koro-sensei when he eavesdrops on their gossips. Koro-sensei hides from the students, telling Karasuma that the students wanted him to talk about his past love life. As the field trip comes to a close, the world government prepares 2 special assassins to transfer into Class 3E. The students of Class 3E are greeted by their first transfer student, an artificial intelligence from Norway known as the Autonomous Intelligence Fixed Artillery, who uses calculations to assess the best way to shoot Koro-sensei, managing to blow off one of his fingertips with her second barrage of gunfire. However, the students quickly get sick of her constantly firing her weapons during class, deciding to tape them shut themselves so they can study properly. After class, Koro-sensei makes some modifications to the Autonomous Intelligence Fixed Artillery, giving her a more human personality. The next day, the students appreciate her more and nickname her Ritsu. Later that night, Ritsu's inventors are outraged with the changes and decide to remove all the modifications. However, Ritsu manages to hide her new personality from them before it is deleted, deciding to secretly defy her inventors for the sake of keeping her promise to help her classmate. Irina is caught off guard by retired Russian assassin Lovro Brovsky, her former master, who advises her to give up trying to kill Koro-sensei. Instead, Koro-sensei proposes a match between Irina and Lovro to see who will be the first to kill Karasuma with a rubber knife, offering Karasuma his own incentive should neither of them win. Despite Lovro's doubts after he fails to kill Karasuma himself, Irina manages to use what she has learned targeting Koro-sensei to get close, with Karasuma accepting defeat at her hands and Lovro acknowledging her efforts. Nagase, Karma and Ritsu later agree to accompany Koro-sensei at Mach 20 speed on a trip to Hawaii to watch the premiere of a new movie, getting a lecture along the way, and learning a lot more about Koro-sensei's point of view. On their way back, a man in a white cloak observes alongside a boy, the second transfer student who claims to be Koro-sensei's younger brother. The students of Class 3E prepare for the arrival of their second transfer student, who is allegedly more powerful than Ritsu. The man in the white cloak named Shiro enters the classroom and introduces the boy named Itona Horibe, who surprises the other students with his relation to Koro-sensei. When Itona faces against Koro-sensei later that day, Koro-sensei is overwhelmed by the fact that Itona possesses tentacles in his hair. While Shiro uses his knowledge of Koro-sensei's weaknesses to give Itona the advantage, Koro-sensei counterattacks with rubber knives to push Itona out of the ring, thereby winning the match. Itona goes berserk after seeing himself as weak, so Shiro knocks him unconscious and carries him out of the classroom. The students interrogate Koro-sensei about his true origins, but he remains tight-lipped, stating that they must continue their mission in order to find the answers that they seek. The students ask Karasuma to teach them more techniques, as they are determined to kill Koro-sensei before anyone else. As a baseball tournament is to be held, the male students of Class 3 are forced to play an exhibition match against the top players of the boys' baseball club. Despite knowing the odds are against them, particularly when pitted against baseball club captain Kazutaka Shindo, Koro-sensei is prompted to coach the students for the match. On the day of the match, the students of Class 3 use a bunting strategy to load the base, allowing Sugino to help the team get an early lead. Not willing to let this slide, Gakugivo takes over as the baseball club's coach to put a stop to the bunting strategy, using the power of hypnosis to turn Shindo into a bloodthirsty warrior. With the bases now loaded against Class 3, Karma uses previous provocations he made concerning some unfair play to his own advantage, placing himself and class president Yuma Isegai very close to Shindo, who breaks down from trying to swing his baseball bat without hurting them. This allows the students of Class 3 to win the match. Afterwards, Sugino expresses how he wanted to show off the friends he made in Class 3, managing to rekindle his old friendship with Shindo. Karasuma evaluates the progress of the students during their training, but he briefly senses a fearsome aura, like that of a python, coming from Nagase. Soon after, Karasuma's colleague Akira Takeoka is sent to Class 3 to take over as the new physical education teacher. He initially uses a light-headed personality to attract the students, but his true nature as a ruthless and sadistic instructor is soon unveiled. When Karasuma withholds Takeoka from torturing the students any longer, Karasuma is challenged to pick one of his star pupils to use a real knife in a match against Takeoka. Karasuma nominates Nagase, who uses the assassination skills he learned from Karasuma. Nagase manages to get the upper hand on Takeoka and wins the match. When Takeoka violently objects to defeat, Karasuma beats him back. Gakuho arrives to fire Takeoka, and Karasuma returns to his position as the physical education teacher. Koro-sensei takes the students of Class 3 to their own private pool that he made, but the students are alerted when Koro-sensei's tentacles swell up when soaked in water. Meanwhile, Terasaka becomes irritated when his friends Takuya Muramatsu and Teizei Yoshida are getting along with Koro-sensei. Terasaka agrees to collaborate with Shiro and Itona in their assassination plan, previously dropping a bug bomb in the classroom to excrete Koro-sensei's mucus and secretly adding a transmitter in the pool. Then, Terasaka gathers the other students in the pool, using a gun connected to the transmitter as a signal for Shiro and Itona. Instead, the transmitter sets off an explosion and puts the students in danger, forcing Koro-sensei to get his tentacles soaked in order to rescue the students from being swept away. Koro-sensei is left at the mercy of Itona, while Sumire Hara is hanging onto a tree branch nearby. Following Karma's plan, Terasaka uses his shirt still affected by the bug bomb to infect Itona, allowing Koro-sensei to rescue Hara whilst the other students splash water to halt Itona. Shiro and Itona are forced to withdraw yet again. With the final exams approaching, Koro-sensei offers an incentive, in which each student who gets the best overall score in their top subject will get to shoot off one of his tentacles during their next assassination attempt. Meanwhile, Shindo informs the students of Class 3 about Class 3A's Big Five: Gakushu Asano, Teppei Araki, Ren Sakakibara, Natsuhiko Koyama and Tomoya Seo, who are all determined to take Class 3 down. When Nagase, Minami, Yukiko, Isegai and Ryo Nakamura go to study in the main campus library, the Big Five proposes a contest, stating whichever class snags the most top spots in the exams can demand anything from the losing class. While Class 3 sets their sights on making Class 3 show complete servitude to them, Koro-sensei proposes his own suggestion of what Class 3 can ask from their opponent. With both classes determined to win, the stage for the end-of-term final exams is set. The students of Class 3 and the students of Class 3 fight against each other to slay the test problems before them, with the students of Class 3 benefiting from Koro-sensei's unique teaching method. When the results are revealed, Nakamura scores higher than Tomoya in English, Isegai scores higher than Gakushu in social study, and Minami scores higher than Koyama in science. Koro-sensei shuns Karma for losing to Gakushu due to studying very little and being overconfident. Terasaka, Yoshida, Muramatsu and Kurara Heizama each earn an additional tentacle for scoring top marks in home economics, resulting in a total of 7 tentacles overall. Having won the wager for the contest, the students of Class 3 decide to use their reward, a summer vacation at an island resort in Okinawa, as the venue for their assassination attempt. Prior to their trip, biologist Hinano Kurahashi helps Nagase, Sugino and Hiroto Mihara hunt for bugs. However, Kurahashi becomes fascinated when Koro-sensei spots a rare stag beetle worth a ton of yen. Later, Lovero is called in to help train the students for their island assassination, taking interest in the 2 top marksmen of the class, Ryunosuke Chiba and Rinka Hayami. After telling Nagase about the world's most infamous assassin known only as the Reaper, Lovero decides to teach Nagase a surefire assassination technique. The students of Class 3 soon arrive at their island resort, making all the necessary preparations for their assassination. After having dinner, during which Koro-sensei inadvertently uses up his emergency shedding technique to get rid of sunburn, the class begin their assassination attempt aboard an on-sea chapel. Koro-sensei is forced to watch an hour-long movie edited and narrated by Koki Mimura exposing all of Koro-sensei's embarrassing habits, used as a distraction from the chapel slowly filling with water and bloating up his tentacles. Once the students of Class 3E shoot off the 7 tentacles, they surround and block Koro-sensei with a hydraulic cage, allowing Chiba and Hayami to snipe him. However, Koro-sensei activates his ultimate defense, trapping himself in an indestructible crystal sphere, which will last for 1 day despite his limited movement. As the students lament their failed assassination attempt, many of them suddenly and severely fall ill. This is revealed to be the work of a mysterious third party who had spiked their drinks with a supposedly deadly virus, demanding that the remaining students and teachers bring him the immobilized Koro-sensei in exchange for the antidote. Deciding against the trade-off, Koro-sensei and Ritsu instead come up with a plan to infiltrate the high-security hotel and obtain the antidote. Manami and Kotaro Takebayashi stay behind to take care of the poisoned students. A team of 15 healthy students along with Karasuma, Irina, and Koro-sensei scale up a mountainside to sneak into the hotel undetected. With the first-floor lobby area heavily monitored by bodyguards, Irina uses the art of seduction and her skills in playing the piano to distract the bodyguards, so that the others can reach the next floor. On the third-floor central hall, the group comes across their first opponent named Smog, who is responsible for serving the spiked drinks to poison the students with the virus. Smog hits Karasuma with a canister of paralysis gas, but Karasuma still musters up the strength to knock out Smog. On the 5th-floor scenic walkway, the group finds their next opponent named Grip. Not intimidated when Grip easily breaks a glass window with his fist, Karma makes up for his failure in the final exams and steps up to fight against Grip. After Karma dodges Grip with his fistful of grabs, Grip hits Karma with a canister of paralysis gas. However, Karma manages to cover his mouth with a handkerchief in time and hits Grip with another canister of paralysis gas, allowing the students to bind up Grip with duct tape and move onward with their mission. In order to unlock the back entrance to the stairs and reach the next floor undetected, Meg Kataoka has the female students dress up Nagasa as a girl, and they all make their way through the 6th-floor lounge. A rich guy named Yuji Narita spots Nagasa and tries to impress by buying him a drink. However, when the girls call for Nagasa to leave with them, Yuji tries to stop them by dancing. Yuji ends up accidentally spilling a drink on a guest, prompting Hinata Akano to knock out the guest with a somersault kick before trouble arises. The students move on to the VIP floor, where Terasaka knocks out 2 bodyguards using some stun guns, obtaining 2 pistols that are given to Chiba and Hayami. Upon reaching a theater stage, the students face off against their next opponent named Gastra. Gastra, who has a keen sense of pinpointing enemy gunfire, turns on all the stage lights, in which the students are forced to hide behind the theater seats. Koro-sensei instructs the students using varying nicknames in order to confuse Gastra about the students' movements, giving Chiba and Hayami the encouragement to rise above their failed assassination and get the drop on Gastra. Koro-sensei deduces that the mastermind is not an assassin, while Nagasa learns that Terasaka secretly has been infected with the virus this whole time. The students finally arrive on the top floor and discover that the mastermind is none other than Takeoka. He takes the antidote concealed in a suitcase and brings the group up to the roof. Wanting revenge for being humiliated during their previous knife fight, Takeoka calls up Nagasa to the heliport for a rematch. Takeoka demands Nagasa to kneel before him and apologize for pulling a cheap trick during their match. Although Nagasa complies with this, Takeoka detonates the antidote right in front of the class. This makes Nagasa pick up a knife in preparation to kill Takeoka. Before Nagasa completely gives into his anger, Terasaka throws a stun gun at him, urging him not to become a murderer and think about what is truly important. Despite being heavily beaten by Takeoka, Nagasa uses what he learned from Lovero to perform his secret technique. Nagasa drops the knife and surprises Takeoka with a sudden clap, just before using the stun gun to bring him to his knees. Then, Nagasa shocks Takeoka unconscious after leaving him with a fearsome smile. Smog, Grip, and Gastra suddenly arrive and reveal that the virus they created is nothing more than temporary food poisoning, as they did not agree with Takeoka's harsh methods. The next day, the poisoned students recover from their symptoms and Koro-sensei emerges from his crystallized state. The students make the most of the remainder of their vacation before returning to school for the second term of their assassination classroom. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and tell me what anime I should do next in the comments. If you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button and turn the bell notification icon. See you next time.